Toy Fair is back for 2023. I'm Myung John. Let's explore together.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex Kessler. I'm the founder of Kess, and we are going to show you all the cool anime, video game, and other toy products and games that we're coming out with over the next 2 years. Here we have Murder We Wrote. So Murder We Wrote is a true crime podcast party game, leaning into the genre of, who done it, what murderers. You're a podcast host interviewing 4 victims to a murder, and they all witnessed someone get murdered. In this case, it's Betty Crocker, and then they were either her nosy neighbor, her best friend, and they all think someone else who done it. So they will each play a card who they thought did the murder, and then how they think they did it, and then your job as the podcast host is to suss out who's telling the truth, and then if you choose them, they get the card for that round. It plays really similar to games like Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity, but with a murder improv twist. Next, we have 2 games that are coming out in 2025. First is Methods the Madness. You are working at a corporate mega corporation ran by Cthulhu and yours truly. And so he has all of the different division heads requiring you to do a PowerPoint presentation. And so you get a series of cards with all of your least favorite phrases from every work email you've ever received. My last email, Q4 opportunities, synergy, Six Sigma thinking, and you have to use those in your presentation. And if you say stuff like or like, you'll lose points and slowly start going mad. And by the end of the game, the person with the least amount of madness points wins the game. We next go to Cast List, which is a movie trivia game created by some of the world champions of movie trivia. And you're filling out a movie sheet, so you have a cast. You need a director, lead actor, a romantic interest, and more. And you are trying to use movie trivia to get those cast members. So someone will list a series of movies, and you have to figure out what actor that was. And if you're able to figure that out, you get to place them and do a Mad Libs experience at the end, listing out who was starring in your movie. All right, next we have Tome. Tome is a trick-taking game, something like Euchre or Hearts or Spades, but with an elemental theme to it. So each suit that you would play with is, instead of hearts, diamonds, and spades, you have fire, wind, earth, water, etc. And then on top of that, there's multiple expansions. So you can add more elements as stuff goes on. Actually, just this summer, we did a Kickstarter for the 3rd expansion, and that will be released with the Sound Codex, which is a sound suit that plays with it. It's a team game where you each are playing from aside from each other, and then trying to make it so that you play the highest number as you go on. But as you're playing cards, different abilities trigger, allowing you to kind of steal the most cards and get the most points. So we're really excited because of the expansion coming out later this year, as well as the original edition and the original expansion that launched with the first Kickstarter. So this is the board puzzles, and specifically the anime line brought to you by the board puzzles at Kess, and we've worked on finding some of our favorite titles, some of the more popular titles out there, and bringing them to the build your own poster puzzle experience. Something, instead of just having a poster on your wall, if you get to build it yourself, it's a lot more of a great feeling of owning it, as well as a cool experience building it in the first place. This year we launched 2 properties. First, we did Jujutsu Kaisen, which we're really excited because the season 2 is out right now. Gojo may be having a really bad day at the moment. And then we also launched Haikyuu, which we're excited for because the movies are launching next year. That then was followed this fall with Chainsaw Man, following the first season, where you can get it both at Five Below, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and Walgreens. Multiple different artworks across the board. You can see them built out here. And we're also launching Spy X Family. So we have puzzles at all the same retailers that we mentioned before, following the titular family, going on all of their adventures. That then extends, though, into the Spy X Family card game. Spy X Family Mission for Peanuts, the card game, releases this fall at every place where books would be sold. So Barnes & Noble, Target, Amazon, etc. Books A Million, and you are trying to complete the mission that's in front of you to get the best possible team for that mission. So having different cards that have different abilities, you have one secret identity and one public one in front of you, and then as you draw a card, you may either replace your identity in front of you with one of your new cards, or assist yourself by discarding the card in your hand. Each of them have different abilities, and the goal is to get the different combos that are possible and win the most peanut points by the end of the mission. And you get to play with Anya, the spy, the assassin. You can use your to kill other people you're playing against, and then use the secret police, though, if they find the spy, the person put the spy is out of the game. It's really quick, really fun to pick up, and launches right now, and it's doing really great. All right, next we have Mega Man Adventures. This is taking place during the events of the first, second, and third Mega Man game. You can play as Mega Man, Roll, and all of their other friends, Rush, etc. And you are trying to play the game as you go through it, unlocking different power-ups from the different bosses you defeat and assisting your friends. It's co-op. It can play from 1 to 4 players as you go through each mission. You can do both a singular missions as you want to play, mix and match, or go through a campaign mode, working your way through Adventures 1, 2, and 3. The feedback right now, which we're really excited by, is that it just feels like a Mega Mega Man game, like you're actually playing it. So bringing that experience into the tabletop is the goal. And as you see with our other retro game titles, it kind of fits that same method. Specifically with the art with Mega Man is we were really excited to work with Capcom and their team to kind of make sure that we're being true to the original artwork of the game. So all of the sprites that we have access to are original sprites from Mega Man, and we've been able to use that artwork in a way that's made the game feel really authentic. So next, our big launch that we're excited for next January is Sonic Roll. So we're working with Sonic team to come up with an authentic, original Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, Sonic CD, and Sonic and Knuckles gameplay experience and bringing it to the tabletop world. You take the role of Sonic, Tails, Amy, or Knuckles as you're playing through each of the different stages, one of the most iconic stages from each of those games. As you play through each stage, you're unlocking rings, power-ups, bonuses, or having to face bad Nick cards as you roll your dice to be able to finally get to the final stage and beat the boss. This comes out in January, and the idea is you can either play co-op or competitively. If you're playing competitively, you play one stage and one boss, and whoever gets the most rings, gets the most animal tokens, or unlocks the most Chaos Emeralds will be able to get the most points and win the game. Or you can play through campaign mode, where you play through each stage and against each boss sequentially, holding onto the Chaos Emeralds you've earned during each stage by going through the bonus level. And if you're able to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds, there's a secret boss and maybe some secret characters you get to unlock at the end of the game. And then moving into the more modern game era, where we have Street Fighter V Champion Edition Legends. And what this game is, it's a 1 to 4 player co-op game experience, and you're playing the campaign mode of a Street Fighter game. So you pick the role of a character, unlocking their abilities, getting better at the fighting game aspects of the game as you play through a series of different enemies and featured villains from the Street Fighter property. One of my favorite things is the way the health bar is done. You have health bar tokens that goes down and up as you gain life and lose life, as well as EX energy, working the same way. So we've recreated the bar from a fighting game experience. There's 2 versions. This one is the more retail-driven one, so it's $60 price point and comes with the original 8 characters from Street Fighter 2, but brought into the modern era of Street Fighter 5. And this releases also this January. So next we have Poppo and Friends and Poppo's Perfect Playdate. Poppo is a character kind of themed around the world of Hello Kitty, Animal Crossing, or even like a SpongeBob SquarePants kind of environment. And he has a bunch of friends, and they're going on a playdate today, and they want to make sure that your best friend has the best day possible. So you get a best friend card. They have all these different likes, dislikes, and loves. And so Barry, for instance, loves ice cream and then kind of likes crowns and painting crafts, right? And so as you're playing cards, you want to make sure by the end of the game, your best friend's favorite likes and dislikes are the most represented in the board. And so you're playing different activities like going to the museum, gardening, or baking as like the main activity for that sleepover. And then you're also, while you're playing, trying to grab snacks. So you have the best snacks at your party. And then the person with the most points at the very end, and the weather matching what their favorite friend likes, wins the game. This comes out in late spring of 2024. So the last category we want to talk to today is the game accessories world. We are avid gamers. We love going to tournaments. We also play games on our tabletop desks. And so we're launching a whole game map line featuring some of our favorite properties we're licensing here at Kess. We launched the Spy X Family game line at Gen Con this year, and we literally blew out within 3 hours, selling out our entire domestic supply. And so we're really excited to launch it at store-wide levels and get everyone's hands on it. We have properties from Spy X Family, Full Metal Alchemist, Sonic, and Love is War launching this year, with more properties coming out along with the rest of our games as we go into next year. And these are great for both using as your desk as a mouse pad, or while you're playing games out in the wild against your friends in front of you to make sure your cards don't stick to the table. That then extends into our dice line, less licensing, but more fun. These are giant jumbo foam D20s. They bounce, they fly. You can use them to throw them at your friends to see how much damage they take in real life. So taking dodgeball to the next level with some D&D elements to it. We also did the drop dot version. So these bounce, they're made of this cool bouncy silicone, so you can get really high bouncing out of it. And they're really fun to play and have an amazing texture. These both came out this year, and they're doing really well, and looking to get them out even farther. And then we plan on having extensions and real games developed along these coming out next year as well. Thank you so much for checking out all the cool stuff that we're coming out with over the next year. We're really excited to get your hands on it. And if you want more information, go to kessentertainment.co. There's no m.co. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.